technology. Hello everyone, welcome to the very first session of the course Introduction to Basic Electronics. In today's session, we will cover these topics that what is electronics and embedded system, benefits and applications of electronics in day-to-day life, some basic electronic components, its concepts, and a very simple basic circuit. That how we can make a simple circuit. Starting with what is electronics? Electronics actually deals with the flow of charge, that is electrons, through non-metal conductors. So here the word electrons means a negatively charged particles that are responsible for the flow of current through any circuit. Now next is embedded system. An embedded system is a dedicated computer system designed for one or two specific functions. The various examples for your embedded system can be your computer system, a printer, the washing machine, and your refrigerator. These all examples are embedded system. Suppose you are working on the washing machine, so you can't cook food in the washing machine, you can only wash your clothes. So this was the very basic example of embedded system. Next is, as we have benefits for the electronics also and the drawbacks too. So coming to the benefits first, time conservation and work made easy. You can relate these two things with the example of washing machine which I have given you earlier. That is, what you can do is you can put your clothes in the automatic washing machine and you can do your any other work side by side. This actually shows that washing the clothes is made easy with the help of the washing machine, and time conservation in the sense that you can do any other work side by side. Now, storage of information, access to information when needed, and telecommunication. Suppose everyone is nowadays using smartphones and laptops. So you can store the information you want in the laptops and in your smartphones, and you can access that information whenever you need. You can call your relatives, you can even do video conferencing, meetings and all, and this all is because of the electronics only. Now coming to the applications of electronics. Using electronics today is so much a part of our daily lives. We hardly think of the way world would be without electronics. Today we are using electronics in almost every field. In your homes also you are using electronic components such as the lighting systems you have in your house, electronic gadgets, that is the laptop, washing machine, refrigerator, and so many. And in the cooking also, you are using the app, you are using the electronics. As you can see in the picture, that there is one induction. That is also the example of your application of electronics. And you have smartwatches also. That means we can use electronics in the field of medical also. So here you can actually put a smartwatch on your wrist and then it will show you that how much heartbeat you have, how much calories you have burned today, how much steps you have taken, and so many other things. Now coming to the basic electronic components. We have various basic electronic components. Electronic components are basically those which we use for making different circuits. The first electronic component I'm going to explain is the resistors. The resistors are actually used for limiting the current through the circuit. Suppose you have a very small LED or a very small bulb, you can't directly put it in the 220 volts or in the power supply directly, because what will happen is it will burst. So for limiting the current, we use resistors. Second important component is the breadboard. Breadboard is actually used for making temporary connections. Temporary connections in the sense that if you made a mistake while making connections of the circuit, you can easily remove that particular component out of the breadboard and you can reinsert it back. In the breadboard, you can see that there are two type of lines. First is vertical and second is horizontal. That means A to J are connected vertically and plus minus on both sides of the breadboard are connected horizontally. Okay. Next is the batteries. Battery can be your AA cells, your single A cell, 9 volts battery or a coin battery. So batteries are basically used for providing power to the circuit so that it power so that okay. Next is LED. LED stands for light emitting diode. It is actually a component which emits light when current is passed through it. You can see on in the image on the left side that LED have two terminals. First one is anode and the second one is cathode. Anode is a longer leg and cathode is the shorter leg. Anode is the positive terminal of your LED and cathode is the negative terminal of the LED. Next is integrated circuit. Integrated circuit, that is IC, is a small chip that contains hundreds of electronic components on it. See, we have various different types of electronic components and IC is the one on which you can actually fix numerous of uh, components like LED, resistor, transistor, and so on. Okay, now coming to the basic electronic concepts. We have three most basic electronic concepts. First one is voltage, second is current, third one is resistance. You can see on the screen that there are two images. First is the water pump system and second is the basic circuit. So you can relate the water pump system with the basic circuit. See, in the water pump system, you can relate the water pump with the battery in the basic circuit and water flow in the water pump system you can relate with the current in the basic circuit. And thin pipe is the resistance and pipe in the water pump system you can relate it with the connecting wires, the spring and green. So coming to the voltage, voltage is actually provided by the battery you are using. Current is that how much amount of electrons are flowing through this closed circuit. And third one is resistance, which is this. Resistance is, I told you earlier also that it is used for limiting the amount of current that is flowing through your circuit. I hope these three concepts are clear. Now, as you have the units for your weight, suppose your weight is measured in kilograms usually, and we have another unit for weight also, like gram. So similarly, we have volts, amperes, and ohms. These are the units for your voltage, current, and resistance, and it have a specific symbol for the property and unit too. As you can see in the table that voltage is the property and the unit is volts, current is the property and ampere is the unit, and resistance have the unit ohms. This is what you can conclude from the picture attached. That voltage is actually responsible for the flow of current through your wire or the circuit, and ohms, that is the resistance, is responsible for limiting the amount of current that should flow in a circuit. Now coming to the simple basic circuit, as I told you that we will learn that how we can make a simple basic circuit. So in that circuit, we are going to use a simple LED, resistor, battery, and connecting wires. We have actually two types of circuits. First one is open circuit, second is closed circuit. You can see in the very first picture in which the bulb is not glowing. So open circuit is the one in which continuity is broken. In the image, you can see that the switch is not closed or it is not connected with the blue wire. So this very first photo is acting as an open circuit. And in the second one, you can see that switch is connected with the blue wire and the bulb is blue. So that means a closed circuit is the one in which the current flows, and the open circuit is the one in which the continuity is broken. And these are the components we can use for making a simple basic circuit. On the breadboard, you can make the connections, and then you will start when the current starts flowing through this circuit, then the LED will glow. Thank you. That was all about the introduction of your basic electronics. Hope you loved this session.